For the name of discovery, we must explore, Ensign.
Been scared.
Ha ha! That's perfectly normal, my boy. Just squeeze your eyes shut as we journey through
The Lion's Den.
Alright, well, in this episode, the Orbs and the Dimension Surfers, they get to the city ship of Thornton. And in Thornton, it's city ship, so there's several decks of, different layers of the city. What had inspired me of the whole city aspect of it is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. In this book, there's this guy who he goes on this adventure of the underground of London. And, it starts off where he's kind of erased from society. And as he goes down and he mingles with everybody that lives in the underground, they are also erased from society, or they just don't exist in the above world. And there's a whole underground of London that, I guess the people that live on the surface live above ground. They can't even fathom. They don't even know about it. There's just this whole society underneath, and it is just complicated mazes and everything. And also, which includes like the rooftops of London as well. So that really accredited to the city ships, particularly the one of Thornton, in which they travel through. So I could go on and on about Neil Gaiman and how much I love his work. He's very, it's a little bit darker, maybe a little bit more cerebral. Just that whole aesthetic. I mean, not a necessary aesthetic because it's more, it's reading, but the aestheticness that he gives to your mind. He's just got this whole style that I love. I could go on and on about him, like specifically Sandman. But if you want to listen to more about my thoughts and whatnot on Sandman, there's a couple episodes of my podcast, Comic Share. There's one in the first season in which I talk about Sandman. And then there's the most recent one we did, in which Yo, who is the moderator of the Geekery Update Facebook group, she talks about it as her pick, and you will get to hear about it from her point of view. So go ahead and check out those episodes if you want to hear a little bit more about Sandman. What had also inspired me for the city ship aspect of the story. First off, there was the Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, which was the fourth movie in the original series, and that was, I consider, the darkest of that series, if not the whole franchise. And which they go kind of the underground of the city. They and just like the level thresholds in my story, the whole area that kind of, I was thinking more of the levels in Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. And then there was an episode of Doctor Who. The episode was called Gridlock. It was season 3, episode 3, and it was with where David Tennant was the Doctor. And he is my favorite Doctor of all of them. And his companion at the time was Martha, and she's probably my favorite of all the companions. And in that episode, they go to a future where everybody, they're in this tunnel, and everybody in the tunnel, they have these vehicles, these hover vehicles, and they pretty much live there because they've been stuck in this traffic jam for like decades. And Martha and the Doctor, they kind of get split up but they make their way through. They kind of just go to the different vehicles, which are pretty much these people's homes. And so the whole society that way, and with the city, translating that to the city ships of my story, that kind of had a synergy there as well.